Asquequasin Canupiam. Hello and welcome back to Children's Hour. This week we'll be talking about beaver.
Upiam kisak katavatai katanduat katavatai kanupiam kisak katavatai katanduat katabatas nasbinu amanitong katabatas katanduat kamaguanat.
Today's topic is beaver. Asquequasin Canupiam. Hello and welcome back to Children's Hour. This week, as I said earlier, we'll be talking about beavers. Do you know how to say beaver in the Narragansett language? It's Taûbotne. Can you say Taûbotne? Taûbotne. So, Taûbotne means beaver. I work at the Tomaquag Museum, which means beavers in the Narragansett language. Tomaquag originally got this name because we were on Tomaquag Valley Road. Now, when you think about a Taûbotne, what do you think about? What does it look like? Yes, they are brown and furry. They do have big, long front teeth that they use for chewing down trees. That's a good one. You have anything else? One more thing? Yes, that's right. They have a big, flat, floppy tail. That is great. But what if I told you that I have a story about how the beaver got that tail, and that there was one time where the beaver's tail didn't look like that? Would you want to hear it? If you want to hear it, say Nikis. Nikis, Nikis. Can you say Nikis? You would like to hear the story? Okay, well come on then, let's go. Many, many moons ago, beaver did not look the way that we know him to look today. Instead of a flat, hard tail, his tail was bushy. And he would party all the time. He would party throughout the night, and then sometimes he would even party during the day. He would party so much that the birds found it quite difficult to sleep. With each sleepless night, the birds grew angrier and angrier until finally they'd had enough, and so they went to Mosk, the great bear. They told him, "Mosk, if you can get rid of beaver once and for all, we will sing you a song so beautiful that you will be able to sleep all winter long." Bear liked this idea so much that he agreed, and the next morning, when the beaver was still asleep, he decided that he was going to tie him to a log. Once he had him tied, he threw Beaver into a river, and he was panicked. He did not know what to do. There he was, hurtling towards a waterfall. When he realized that, he struggled harder, and then realized there was nothing that he could do. Beaver went over the edge of the waterfall, and when he hit the ground, the log smashed into his tail and broke into many pieces, which made him angry at those birds. He rubbed some mud on it to make it feel better, and it hardened into the tail that he has today. Beaver decided to give up his life of partying. Still angry at those birds, he decided to cut down their trees to make his home in the water, and that's where he sleeps. Hanivray, the end. What did you guys think of the story? Did you like it? If you did, say Nikis. You did? Wonny, good. So, would you guys like to hear some facts about beavers? With the monk? You would? Okay, here we go. One fact that I think is really interesting has to do with the Narragansett people, the indigenous people of Rhode Island. I'm a Narragansett. And the fact is that we used to use beaver or Taûbotne fur to cover our moccasins or certain clothing as a way to waterproof our clothing because the beaver's fur is water resistant. And so rather than having the fur on the inside to keep us nice and toasty, we would have it on the outside. Another fact that I think is really interesting is that beavers can hold their breath for up to 15 minutes. So they can go underwater for up to 15 minutes, which is really cool. But my favorite fact, or the fact that I think is the absolute coolest, is that beavers basically have their own set of built-in goggles. What I mean when I say that is they have a separate set of eyelids that are transparent. Do you know what transparent means? It means see-through. And so they have a separate set of eyelids, so when they close their eyes, they can still see when they're underwater, but it protects their eyes from getting water in. If I close my eyes, I can't see anything. But beaver has that second set. All this talk about beaver or Tomaquag, I wonder what he's up to. Let's go find out.
Hi, my name is Beaver, and I'm going to be trying on hats today. Can you guys help me out and tell me what you think of these hats? If you like them, say Nikis, which means yes. So this is my mushgui hat, my red hat. What do you think of my mushgui hat? Do you like it? I still am not sure. I think I'm going to try on another hat. What about this wasawi hat? Wasawi means yellow. Do you like my wasawi hat? You do? Well, I still think I'm going to try on another hat. Let me see. What do you think about this pashawi hat? Pashawi means blue. What do you think? Yeah, I like it too, but I am still going to try on another one. This is my Askoski hat, my green hat. What do you think of my Askoski hat? Yeah, it's nice, but I'm going to try on a Sucky hat, a purple hat. What do you guys think about my Sucky hat? Not so sure. How about a Wampy hat? Wampy means white. What do you think about my Wampy hat? Yeah, I like this one, but I'm not sure still. How about this Mooey hat? Oh, I really like this Mooey hat, but I really like them all. This black hat and all of them. I've got an idea. I'll try them all. Mooey, Wampy, Sucky, Askoski, Pashawi, Wasawi, Mushgui. Oh, Mata, oh no.
That beaver looked pretty good in all those hats. And it was pretty fun learning all those colors with you. You know what else is fun? Drawing. Would you like to learn how to draw a beaver swimming in water? You would? Well, come on then. Today we're going to be drawing a beaver. You're going to need a black marker, 2 brown markers, and a blue marker. You're going to start by drawing a straight line, and that is going to be the top of the head. From each side, you're going to draw a little teardrop shape, however you'd like. And those are going to be the ears. From the bottom of each of the ears, you're going to draw a diagonal line facing in at each other. They should not connect to make a triangle though, because how we're actually going to connect them is by making another line that just goes straight across and is parallel to the line of the head. Once you have that done, you're going to make a rectangle on that parallel line you just made. And then you're going to make another rectangle that is going the opposite direction, and you're going to color those in black. That is going to be your nose. Once that is all colored in, get ready because we are going to be making some circular shapes. It's not going to be full circles, but we're going to make 2 almost circles that are connecting to the nose. The reason that they're not full circles is because there's nowhere for those lines to go, and that's going to be almost the upper lip area. That's going to be where the whiskers come out. And so you can go ahead and draw your whiskers however you'd like. I just did 3 on each side, but you can have fun with how you want to do your whiskers. I did just nice straight lines for mine. And then if you want some extra details, you can go in and add little dots. Once that's done, your next step is you're going to start in the middle of the beaver's head. Parallel to your lines on each side, you are going to make eyes by drawing a straight line and then a rectangle. So again, you're gonna line yourself up with those lines stemming from the ears, and then you are going to make a parallel line and then a rectangle, and then you can go and color that in black or whatever color you would like, and that is going to be your beaver's eye. Then starting at the bottom of your ear, you're going to make a rounded shape, and that's going to represent the beaver's cheeks or the back of its head. Remember, it's just popping out of the water, so it's not going to be a full beaver. And then you're going to draw a little fur. How I draw fur is just little squiggly lines that are going to connect from your cheek lines all the way to your whiskers. Now well, you guys can bring it to the bottom, but I actually prefer to do it above where I did my whisker line. Feel free to take your time on this. I did mine several times over and over again until I got it how I liked it. Then way away from your beaver, you are going to draw a almost popsicle-like dome shape. And that's going to be your tail. You can imagine as if you're drawing the shape of a popsicle when you're doing that. And once you have that, you can just go in with your black and you can just create those lattice lines where they're just vertical lines that are going across the side of the beaver. And then once those are all drawn out, you're just going to do the same thing on the opposite side, almost like you're making a plaid. You're just doing diagonal lines going both ways. And you'll see that it's almost creating like a checkerboard effect, and that is really important for how we're doing our beaver's tail. Obviously, as I said, it's art. Do it however you like. However it comes out is how it's meant to be. But this is just the way that I am doing my beaver's tail. Now, once you have that all set up, what I then went in and did is I picked out my blue, which if you are going to do a blue marker, it will probably take you far longer to color in your water than it did for me. But I went and did my blue next. And here's where you can have some fun. So I just filled mine in. But if you're at home, I encourage you to look at a reference photo. So a reference photo is a photo that when you're making your art that you reference or look at to give you an idea of what things look like in real life. Now, you don't have to make your art look like it does in real life, but you might notice when looking at your reference photo that water isn't just one color. Sometimes it's different color blues, sometimes it has greens in it, but there is a lot that you can see in a reference photo, so I do encourage that. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your browns. I took my lighter brown, and I started just checkered boarding my beaver tail. So pretty much every other square I colored in brown, but you can do whatever kind of pattern that you want. And then I used my light color brown to color in the parts where the eyes were. Then I took my darker brown and I colored in the top of the head, and then I went in and filled in all the other spaces that were on my beaver's tail. But as I said, you don't have to do it in the same pattern that I did. Your beaver is going to look fun and interesting the more unique the pattern that you have. So you feel free to do it however you'd like. Everybody's is going to look different. Or, truthfully, you could even color your beaver tail just one color. And that is what I have. That's how I drew my Taûbotne today. And if you guys draw these pictures, please tag us on Instagram or Facebook and let us know in the comment section what you guys would like to draw next. Wow, you guys are great artists. You know what's another thing I like to do for fun? I like to count. And actually, I invited some beavers over to come and play with us. Do you want to count and see how many beavers came to play with us? Okay, let's check it out. Let's count the Tomaquag, the beavers. Naquit, Nisa, Nish, Yo, Napana, Kota, Inada, Sosa, Paskugapiak. Naquit. Nisa, Nish, Yo, Napana, Kota, Inada, Sosak, Paskuge, Piak. Naquit, Nisa, Nish, Yo, Napana, Kota, Inada, Sosak, Paskuga, Piak. Yay! Great job, everybody! It was fun playing with all those beavers and playing with you. But unfortunately, it's time for us to go. I'll see you guys next week, but before we can go, we have to do one thing. We have to say goodbye in the Narragansett language. How you say goodbye in the Narragansett language is hawunsek. Can you say hawunsek? Hawunsek, hawunsek. See you guys next week.